Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today's a kind of a special day because I've just picked up the keys to my new car. Well, it's new to me, so it's a new car. It's a new car day. As you can see, I've got a nice lineup of cars behind me. I've got my G23 series and I've got my M4. Those two cars are still here. They haven't gone away. And this car that I bought isn't really a replacement, but in fact it's like an addition to the family. So what I'm going to do in this with is unveil my new car to you guys. Now I appreciate there's going to be quite a few of you guys that are new to the channel because of this new car, so you know, if you do like the content that's coming up over the next few weeks, then definitely consider subscribing, and also check out my Instagram, which I'll drop down here for you to go and get like a behind the scenes kind of stuff that's going on with the new car. So let's just go cut to the chase and quickly show you my current cars, and then we'll move on to the new car. So for the benefit of the new visitors that have turned up on the channel today to view this content, this is my G23 series, which I've had for 11 months. Plenty of content that I've done on this car and some tasteful mods, so definitely go and check this one out. Following on from here, we've got my M4 F82. This car again I've had for about 11 months now, and again we've done some tasteful mods to this, so if you want to check out more content on this car, then just check out some of my vids on this. It's a beast of a car, and again, as you can see, it hasn't gone anywhere, even though we've got a new addition to the family lineup. So guys, this new car that I've just picked up, it's not a car that I've kind of longed for a while, but when you've got, like, say, the G23 series, which is a everyday daily cruiser, then you've got the M4, which is a nice powerful machine. You know, you can throw it around country lanes and, you know, autobahn cruiser. There is still, believe it or not, a little bit of fun factor that's lacking in the M4 when you want to go for that country lane hoon and, you know, get it through those corners without having to worry about the back end. I know the M4, some people say it's quite spiky, but I've not really found it too spiky. Maybe it's just my driving style, but it's a nice car overall. But I just wanted to appreciate something from a past era, and that's a big hit. So we're gonna go now and look at the new car that I've bought. So here we go guys, this is the new car that I'm just unveiling to you guys for the first time. It's a 2003 Mini Cooper S R53. As you can see, it's got a few tasteful mods by the previous owners. It's got a set of BBS split rim alloy wheels, and I like the way the BBS logo is in the same, or pretty much the same color as the paintwork, which is the electric blue. It's got the black mirror caps and it's got a black roof. However, this is a wrap, and it's quite a cheap wrap that's done to it. So all of this stuff is going to come off. The plan with this car is going to be that I'm going to try and bring it back to the former glory. So all of this kind of cheesiness around it, like the tinted lights here and the D-chrome stuff, that's all going to come off because it's not been done to a high standard. I mean, it's got the xenon headlights, you've got the washer there, and there's no split for this to even come out. So that's going to be my first thing that I'm going to do, take off all of the chrome stuff. What do you think of this Cooper S sunshade? It's on the outside, so might be coming off as well. The roof is in black, but I think that is a wrap, as well as the door mirrors. The grille at the front, again, it's a wrap. That's gonna come off, and I'm gonna probably change that out for the blacked out mesh one, which I think is the John Cooper Works one. The wheels I might keep because I think it just gives the car a little bit of road cred, and I think the offset is slightly wider because it's not running spacers. So when you look at it from here, it sits quite nice. And this car is loved by the people that see it on the road, because when I drove this car, let me just get back in the frame. When I drove this car from the place I picked it up to and got here, the number of people that were just loving this car was unbelievable. Like the amount of thumbs up and the horns and everything that were like, you know, just blaring by when I was just driving. It just pulled a lot of attention. So there is quite a bit of stuff to do with the car. In terms of interior, maybe just have a look. Get rid of this receipt, my first fuel bill. It's got a 50 odd litre tank or something, and it cost me like 40 quid to fill up, so it's not going to be breaking my wallet too much. It doesn't have the half leather because I don't think this car came with the chili pack. On the Cooper S, I think that's quite rare, but as in it's quite rare not to have a chili pack on them, because most of them were spec that like that. But the best thing about this is that compared to my other two cars, it's a manual, and driving a manual and rolling those gears is such a pleasure. I mean, it's fairly good in terms of its neck. I know these ain't leathers, but there's a little burn there. There's probably a little tear in the seat on that side, but the seats themselves generally seem to be in good order and like the condition of this car. Just jump in. Like the door cards and everything seems to be pretty decent. Obviously you got the obligatory center speedo thing on the rev counter, but yeah, I mean, all the kind of leather around the gaiters and everything just seems to be fairly decent. There's a bit of a tear here, quite an easy cheap fix, I guess. And the steering wheel as well seems to be in good order. It's actually got cruise control, and it's got the original stereo, and behind the steering wheel you've got these kind of controls for the volume and the channel and stuff. So I'm surprised that this doesn't have the chili pack, which means it doesn't have aircon, which is probably a bit of a letdown on a day like today when there's like, it's like 20 odd degrees out there. But it's not a deal breaker, to be honest, because the guy that bought this bought it with a view of tracking it. So I don't know, I might do something similar. Like I might rip out the interior and put, like, you know, the half leather or shell seats, I don't know. But there's quite a lot of content coming out on this car, because I'm really excited about this. It's kind of like, obviously, as you are 53 and Mini owners would know, it's a proper no aircon, so I gotta open the door. It's a real kind of a fun car to have and own, you know, like compared to like the M4. Now M4, I'm not gonna say it's not a fun car, because if you haven't driven an M4, go out and drive one of them, because it's like a jet. You know, like the amount of power in there is like 440 horsepower or something, or 430. It is like a friggin' jet, man. I mean, I know people have tuned those cars to over like 500, but my car's stuck on that because I want to do all the mods to this car. That car at times is kind of unusable, and what I mean by that is it's just got too much power. When you floor it, you will spin the wheels. This is like my little drive that I've had. It just feels so much fun to drive, and I'm just so excited to have this as my own car, and you know, just kind of play with it and cherish it, kind of thing, and then just like kind of drive this in between, like say the M4, the G20, as well as this. You know, it's just nice to have a bit of a choice, I suppose. But yeah, let's go and have a look at the engine. Alright, okay, so it's down here. Love that bonnet scoop. I think you lift it and there's a catch down there. There we go. It is on gas struts, but this bonnet actually weighs quite a lot. You've obviously got the lights, the xenon lights hidden away under there, so it does weigh quite a bit. And what I like is it's like a camshell bonnet, like the whole thing just lifts off. Looking at this, it was built in August 2003 and it's electric blue, as we can see. So the engine, the W11, it has had a few tasteful mods and maintenance over the years. So as we can see down here, you've got the supercharger back there, because these are 1.6 litre supercharged engines, and it's got the CAV's 17% reduced pulley, which means that the supercharger's a little bit more responsive to the throttle and whatnot. So it hasn't been dynoed, and that's something I'm probably going to end up doing. But the owner was telling me that this car produces something stocked at about 163, 165. The owner was telling me it's like in the region of about 180, but I am going to get this car on the dyno because I want to know for sure what it's producing. But the engine itself, for example, the W11 engine, got the intercooler here, and the rest of it looks fairly stock. The car has done 125,000 miles. Now you guys let me know what you think of that mileage, because it is a 17-year-old car. It's had about 5 owners. I'm the 6th owner on this. So, you know, 125,000 miles. But what I have been told, and I've got the invoices for, it has had the timing chain and the guides replaced. It's had obviously the Cavs 17-inch reduced pulley put on, which obviously that's just a tasteful mod really. It's got the NGK cold spark plugs, which were done earlier on this year during lockdown, I believe. It's had like the thermostat changed. It's got the new fan in there as well, and the intercooler as well. Sorry, not the intercooler, the supercharger's been changed, so it's now got a 50,000 mile Teflon supercharger, which I believe was from a slightly later car. I'll be honest, I'm not like a huge, you know, kind of a mini guy. Like, I don't really know a huge amount of this, so part of it's going to be a learning curve for me as well, and trying to get behind all of the nitty gritty of this car. But one of the mods I do like is that it's got a catback straight pipe, which sounds amazing. It actually sounds better than my M4, and what we'll do is we'll get some rev shots and, like, you know, startups and whatnot for us to compare how the Mini sounds in comparison to the M4. Now my M4, again, if you are new to the channel, and even if you are my current subscribers and watchers of like the channel, that is a 2017 car, so there's no PPF filters like modern cars. So that has still got like quite a noise to it rather than totally muted. But this car is just loud. Like, when I mean loud, it's like loud. But yeah, we'll do like a little rev battle between the two, so you can see what this sound is all about. But yeah, I'm absolutely like excited about owning this car. It wasn't really an impulse buy because I was looking around for like the Mini for a while, and I test drove a few in the same kind of spec. Some were like decent, but they were, you know, they needed a bit of maintenance because they were getting up to the 100,000 like mile mark. This has had the 100,000k service, and obviously everything else that needs changing. So I'm not hugely worried about the mileage because most of the serviceable components have been changed, which is quite good. The rest of the car, you know, I'm gonna chrome it back and then de-chrome it, you know, selectively, because all the de-chrome work hasn't been done to a high standard. I'm not really happy with it, so that's something I'm just gonna do. So in terms of like the condition and the bodywork of this car, it's fairly decent. I mean, you've got a few age-related marks around the bonnet, like, you know, you've got a small one down there. There's a few others, like a few like little scuffs, like there's a bit of a gash there and whatnot. There's a few down here. I think most of these will probably just polish out. There's another one there, kind of thing. But in all honesty, the car is 17 years old, so what do you expect? You know, it's not going to be like showroom condition like this one or that one, but it's fairly decent for what it is. Wiper delete, obviously, don't know why, but there we go. Overall, I am quite impressed with like this purchase, and you probably want to know what I paid for this magnificence here. So this car has cost me around £2,200. £2,200 for a 2003 17-year-old Mini Cooper S is, let me know, did I get ripped off? Did I pay just about right? I think for me, like, the way the car looks from this distance really sets you off, but when you get closer and you start looking at the cheap wrapper work, I think even the crows are agreeing to this because they're just crowing away. The wrapper work isn't done too well. I mean, this is probably the best part of the work that they've done to it. But the spoiler, for example, if you look around here, I don't really know what they've been doing with this. So it's all gonna come off, and even like the chrome strip here, it's just like, I don't know, it's not really there. So in terms of that quality, that's all gonna come off. And yes, it's got the catback titanium exhaust thing, so we're gonna give it some revs at some point. But yeah, but the bumper again you've got like a few scuff marks on there, nothing major. Oh, and another thing, the owner, so as you can see, it was white before the roof, so the owner has given me some parts which I'm not sure I'm going to install. So first of all, we've got this is a short shifter kit. It was basically brand new. You've got all the bits and pieces there. You've got some braided hose pipes, which are HEL ones, again brand new, unused. And then these are calipers from the R56, which need a bit of like repainting and putting on. I've got no real intention, I mean, I think even says R56 or something on them, I can't really see, but I've got no intention of putting all of this kit on the car. I just want to bring the car back to, like I say, a bit of a kind of a former glory. I bought the wheels because I do love those wheels. I used to actually have those wheels on an E-Class Mercedes at one point. They were kind of split rims and they were black. It looked horrid. I don't even know what I was thinking, but I think on a car like this, pretty good. Those parts that I'm just discussing, if you guys out there in the Mini community want to take them off me, then just follow me on Instagram and I'll put up a post on there, and let's just get into a conversation if you want those parts. Apart from that, the car is fairly straight from what I can tell. Might do an inspection, get it on the ramp and see what it's like from the underside. But I'm just honestly, it was not a car I was expecting to buy. I have been looking around only in the last couple of weeks or whatnot, and it's come across, and this one initially I disregarded it because I was like, 125,000 miles and it's going to be like, quite crap and messed up, so I disregarded it. But I drove one which had 80,000 miles and that drove absolutely like horrid. So I thought, well, if the owner's saying that it's had a lot of work done to it, then why don't we just go and have a look at it? And when I did go and have a look, this car drove way better. There was none of that kind of crashiness in the suspension. That's because the suspension mounts at the front of the car, they've been changed with like the polyurethane ones, so you don't get any crashiness, so that helps quite a bit. So I'm just excited about this whole new purchase. I know it's like not as expensive as the other two cars, but it's probably an easy pill to swallow if things don't go like too well, I suppose. So the first thing I want to do is, like I say, get rid of all of the tint, all of the tint on the lights, put it back to chrome, and then take it from there to see what it's all about really. And let me know as well, guys, what you guys would want to see on this car as well, what you want me to do to it. And obviously the Mini community, the R53 community out there is huge. I've just signed up for some of those Facebook groups and whatnot, and some forums, so there'll be a lot of I kind of put advice coming my way from you guys as well. But just let me know what to look out for on something like this. And hopefully, guys, I'm going to end the video here. Hope you have found it enjoyable to watch and informative if you're thinking of buying something like this as well. Hopefully stay tuned, and there'll be more content on the R53 over the next few weeks. And who knows, maybe we'll get it up against the M4 as well, in terms of how an M4 performance is to an R53 around country lanes rather than outright performance, because this thing on a country lane will probably kill the M4. But there we are. Hopefully, guys, like I say, if you've enjoyed it, give it a like, share, subscribe to the channel, check me out on my Instagram, and hopefully, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.